So, we had to talk about it, man. We had to because this just blew up. Now, you guys are going to have to inform me on what's going on because I tried to watch videos and stuff, but you guys...
This is just for the algorithm. We got to do this, Lil Durk looked like a goddamn dyke.
And rapper Lil Durk has been arrested and charged with a murder-for-hire plot. The Chicago native, whose real name is Dirk Banks, was arrested in Florida by the U.S. Marshal Service. The 32-year-old's arrest comes as 5 other people in Chicago were arrested in connection with the investigation. According to the complaint, Banks and his co-conspirators allegedly worked together to, quote, track...
It's weird seeing him with black hair.
Stalk and attempt to murder a target.
Because he always has the blonde, yeah.
At a Los Angeles gas station, firing at least 18 rounds into the person's vehicle, striking and killing a passenger in the car. Banks made his first court appearance this afternoon in Miami. Banks' lawyer asked for privacy after leaving court, telling ABC, quote, "We will not be commenting at this time." I want to bring in ABC News contributor and Sirius XM radio host Mike Muse and ABC News contributor and criminal defense attorney Shauna Lloyd for more on all of this. And Shauna, I want to start with you on this. The charges against these men include conspiracy to commit murder for hire and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in a death. The most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. So, I mean, I know it's early, but how do you see this playing out?
Alex, this is a very serious charge. Conspiracy is one of those charges that all it takes is voluntary knowledge. So as long as you had any conversation with 2 or more about something, a plan to further this plot for hire, and it resulted in a death, you are looking at those.
I said the feds got the case. This is a Fed case. 98% conviction rate. You out of there, buddy.
Either life imprisonment and up to the death penalty. So it does not take a lot to be convicted of conspiracy charges. Now, they do have to show that he was voluntarily a part of this conspiracy, and they're going to have to show that he knew what the conspiracy, what the end goal of the conspiracy is. And so that's the burden. But conspiracy does not take...
Puppies? Type in the pound puppy. Look at this nigga. He look like a lesbian pound puppy. Type...
A pound puppy. I've never heard of that before.
You never heard of pound puppies?
I've never heard of a pound. I've never heard.
It look like a pound puppy.
I've seen those before, but I didn't know that's called
That's him in the black. I tell you, I know.
You talking this one?
Yeah, that's him. Right, look, pound. Look, see? Can't tell me that ain't Dirk. Dirk the pound puppy.
Oh shit, man.
Damn, y'all ain't have pound puppies?
No.
Damn, y'all live rough.
Oh, where'd it go?
Brav, you took the key back already? I heard that.
Damn, Brav, you gave this nigga a key for why?
I think Brav, you and Maywood.
Maywood, was it? It's one of them woods.
And that's Braville.
Give us our
Mayor
key
took
back.
the key to the village right when the news dropped. What does that even mean? Having a key to anything? Key to the city. What, Kanye got the key to Chicago or something like that? Or no, I know he got an honorary doctorate from Columbia.
But I think when you get the key, it's like you got a day or something like that, right? A key to unlock the city.
Oh no, man.
Like what? I think Glorilla got the key to wherever she's from. Diddy got a key to New York.
They took that back too.
But you see, all these people that's getting keys get them revoked.
Yeah, well, somebody should get this jail key.
Let's see. The jail key.
Yeah, they finna open the slammer.
As much as other charges. So this is a very serious crime.
Mike, one of the things that strikes me about this is Dirk has long touted himself as the voice, especially from Chicago. He's noted his connection to the trenches, but also he's had a kind of a stellar 2024, appearing on some hit TV shows and new music on the way. He just celebrated a birthday. So I'm curious. I mean, how is the music and entertainment world processing this news? I mean, that had to be a huge shock.
Yeah, it was very much a huge shock, and particularly coming off the Grammys when he had the song "All My Life" with J. Cole, which is pretty much one of his biggest singles that he's had to date. That had incredible commercial success. Lil Durk is part of what is called the drill movement in Chicago, and so every region in the United States has a different sound when it comes to hip hop. And so Lil Durk was really at the forefront of the drill music, which is controversial. It is very rooted in gang culture. I don't think any of us involved in the music industry, entertainment industry, realized that Lil Durk would actually have the capability to send out and put out a hit. This was a retaliation to another popular rapper in the drill genre of music, King Von. And so this was to enact revenge against the murder of King Von. What this goes to, though, Alex, is a larger conversation that we need to be having in America is how do we address gang culture, and then how do we address the violence that precipitates within particular urban communities. Every time we have a death or a murder such as this is when we need to be thinking about gun reform, gun legislation, and how much guns are on the streets, in particular within Chicago, which has a complicated dynamic with guns.
What's not?
Guns and shit on the street. That's not trying to tie all that together.
Right.
That's
I wanted to stop it right there as well.
I think that
Reform and gun legislation.
No, I think that, you know, his music provides a certain energy. You know what I mean? That the guns is already out there, but his music provides a certain energy. You get into a certain mood. You know, when you want to do these drills, right? Because we gotta admit, right? Music does emit a certain energy. That's why you listen to whatever music you're listening to lift weights. I guarantee you're not finna go listen to no jazz or nothing smooth, right? You gonna
do sometimes.
Okay, cool. Then
most people definitely say
I know most people. I'm just saying I do.
Yeah, I can listen to whatever.
You're gonna put on some R. Kelly, something smooth when it's time to crack. You know what I'm saying? Some freaky shit, right? It's about it emits a certain energy. So Durk should put out a certain and all that drill stuff. It's gonna be a certain energy, kind of high tempo, high energy. I'm on that type of time. Shit.
Because of the bordering states that they have in terms of how the other states that surround Illinois have very loose gun restriction laws and the way that guns can flow into cities like Chicago. And so I think moments like this gives us an opportunity to address how are we going to tackle the growing issue of violence within our cities, how are we going to tackle gun violence and gun reform, and then how are we going to tackle the gang culture that exists in our major cities.
Well, and Shauna, one more here, because you mentioned conspiracy earlier. How might prosecutors be looking at this OTF group that Durk was a part of? I mean, are we going to see some repeats of what happened in the YSL, what was happening in the YSL case?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Well, this one's going to be a little different because even when we look at the indictment, they already have text messages, which tends to lead me to the information that there may have been an informant because they got this information very quickly. Let's remember these arrests just happened, so they would have had to get these phone records. So if they have a direct source, we're going to see this move a lot more quickly. It cites text messages and phone calls where we can see the exact communications. So they have direct evidence already that's going to move.
The dude who was because he was participating.
So
okay, we'll talk about it in a minute.
I mean, that shit over with.
Well, yeah, actually.
This a lot more quickly than what we see in the YSL trial.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you were just saying that's the definition of a snitch.
Yeah, if you participate in the crime, then you go and in his case he wore the snitch or whatever. Dude case he wore a wire and all that.
For 2 years they said.
Yeah. So what is the overall situation that's going on? Because obviously he got arrested for murder for hire, but like what brought this about?
So they went out and the murder for hire was for retaliation on Quando Rondo, but they ended up killing Quando Rondo's cousin out in L.A. So that's what happened. You got Durk in text messages saying that don't use my name to book any flights.
I saw that.
Right?
I saw that.
But they used the company credit card to book the flights. Ultimately, I mean, you guys are dumb. It just is what it is, man. You guys ain't. You should have got some real professional hitters.
So ultimately, it's centered around
retaliation
for King Von.
Mm-hmm.
And Lil Durk got arrested for the evidence that one of his homies, or at least I guess he thought was his homies, had given to the authorities.
Yes.
So he had been an informant for 2 years or so. Or they have 2 years worth of interactions, conversations, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think it's starting to land. So, Ma, what are your thoughts about this whole thing?
I'm a free man. I'm about to go live in a minute as soon as we get through this podcast.
Nasty Beauty said, heard that one of his homies wore a wire around Durk too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that as well. And that's somebody told me that, yeah, it was specifically that actually, that he was wearing a wire around Durk for those 2 years or whatever the case. And they had him on audio, I was about to say video, on audio to having whatever conversations. I don't know anything about that yet.
I find this odd. I mean, it probably has nothing to do with what happened, but, Durk just hit his last concert here in Chicago. And just north of the United Center, you had 3 people get shot, 1 got killed.
Mm-hmm.
That was a young white boy from Elgin. Young white man, whatever. I don't want to be rude or anything. But he got killed. His girlfriend, I think his friend got shot. So, it just kind of lets you know, the type of energy that surrounds that.
They tried to blame it on him too, right?
Yeah, they were going to the concert.
Okay.
They were on their way to the concert.
And they were on their way to the concert?
Yeah, this was like 6 o'clock, 6:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So, look, that neighborhood is old project neighborhood. You know what I mean? Even though it looked mixed over there.
Yeah, it's the
right? Those are
Hornets,
used to,
right?
yeah.
Hornets, right? Henry Hornets.
Henry Hornet.
Yeah.
So those used to be projects. So a lot of those, they then moved into like the mixed income type situation. But a lot of them niggas still be over there, and they catch you lacking.
What are your thoughts on drill music in general? Whatever comes to mind, what do you think about it?
For me, I could process it, right? So I could use it for
getting hype.
Yeah, just getting hype, going to the gym, riding a bike or whatever. It's just another song to me, right? For me, I'm about to be 40. You're not finna influence me to go do some shit. But for the younger people, it's kind of almost like a drug, right? You smoking weed or whatever at a young age, or drinking alcohol, it makes your brain, move a certain way, to me, right? Mm. And it influences you to do certain things that you probably, or help influence to do certain things that you probably wouldn't naturally do it.
What about you, Mo?
I just think I agree with what Jerry Day said. It's like it influences you to do all that stuff, but not if you can't compartmentalize of like, this is just a song. I don't supposed to be going out here doing this. They dumb if they out here going out here doing this. And sometimes kids can't tell the difference.
Me personally, I like it.
What?
What?
You say say it again.
I like drill music. Specifically,
the gospel drill music.
Gospel drill is crazy. Drill. Drilling on the devil and his demons.
But no, I was given I guess you could say my slight bias against rap music and what the major subject matters of rap music are. Major subject matters of rap music are, yeah. So I wanted to be biased against it. I wanted to be like, no, I don't like it. No, this is they need to get rid of this I guess subgenre of rap. Would you call it subgenre? Mm. They need to get rid of this. It's garbage. But then I would be in different places when I don't have control over the music that's being played. The people are playing it around me, and I'm listening to it. I'm like,
I got a drop on this sucker nigga. He from Tennessee. Like,
I wanted you to keep going.
I thought you was for the remix. Mm-hmm. I got a drop on this flexing nigga. He's from other church. He from St. Baptist.
St. Baptist. That's crazy.
That's what a lot of people do. They switch certain words in other songs to make a gospel music, and I don't like that.
Saint and Baptist in the same sentence.
Now you know what did kind of bother me about this, because I didn't know about none of this that like dropped, right? Mm. All of a sudden I was like, I'm strolling on Facebook or whatever like that, and it just popped up like, man, that man wore a wire for 2 years by Durk. I'm like, what the fuck is somebody talking about? I'm thinking it's a fake like little like clip or whatever. Then I go down and they say free Durk. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Then I keep scrolling, then everything started flooding in. All of a sudden, it just started like coming. Like, oh, did you hear about Durk? I'm like, what happened? And this is like working everyday people like me, and I'm like, you more concerned about that? Like, and then it's like, and this go for a lot of things though. This is how I think. And people was thinking like I was insensitive to the thing, but I'm like, bro, I'm finna go to the fucking gym. I don't give a fuck what happened. The man locked up. I don't care. I'm finna go I'm finna go live my life. My law-abiding citizen life. That's what I'm finna go do. You feel me? I'm finna go live. I follow the rules so I won't be in jail. But then I think about it too. Us as black people are really fucked up. Because we say stop the violence. We say stop killing. We say stop all these things, right? But they got him on a wiretap sending out a hit. Even though that's your favorite rapper or anything like that, he still committed a murder. He killed another black person, right? But we say free him though. I don't know if he did it. I'm going by what the clips and everything what was said. That's what I'm going by. I'm going by all the information I was given. But we'll say free him though, because y'all like him. But then we'll say stop the killing. We'll say stop all the violence. We'll say stop all this. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But us as black people, we are so, but then you would say, fuck Charleston White because he's speaking the same thing I'm talking about right now. Fuck all these other people who speaking the same thing. They don't know what they talking about. But we as black people is champion this dude from a murder from hire, bro. And like Jerry Day said, the feds got this. Ain't no beating this. It's a wrap. Unless you plea out. You're going to have to plea out. If you don't want to get the death penalty or whatever like that. But us as black people, even people that work on an everyday basis, that pay taxes, are sitting up here talking about, man, free Durk. That's fucked up, man. They got a free Durk. They got a free Durk. But he's on tape and got record of him a murder for hire. But we sitting up here talking about free Durk, though.
I wonder what it would take for since we're on this particular subject, what it would take for us to separate ourselves from the worst elements of us.
I already do.
I
got that from Jerry Day.
That's a personal thing.
Yeah, Jerry Day. I got that from Jerry Day. When I started messing with him, that's when I started like, yeah, that's them black people. I'm us black people. I don't do that. That's them. I'm us. I'm over here.
That's them niggas.
That's them niggas.
I got a question. So, and it's kind of has something to do with it, with what happened. But if you had like a loved one or something, and you told your loved one, you know, to don't do something, and somebody got down on them, basically killed them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this loved one meant so much to you, right? I'm not saying that's this exact situation, but do you retaliate? And that's something I think about. You know, if it was a loved one of mine and I told them not to do it and somebody got down on them, do I retaliate? And as of right now, where I stand is, even though I told them not to do it, that's a loved one of mine, I'm going to have to get down on you. It might not be right, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to have to, and that unfortunately feeds into the cycle, right? And that's why you try to avoid, you know, just certain situations. You want your family members, you know, your children and whatever to avoid certain situations so you don't have to retaliate.
It depends on who you talking about retaliate. What family member?
That's what I'm saying. Now, I don't want to.
Yeah, it could be everybody.
No, it's not everybody. That's why I said somebody that's, you know, you love dearly. This is a close person to you. So I don't want to use anybody specific because I don't really like putting that type of energy out there. But what I'm saying is, feel me as if it was somebody that close to you in which it would make you think that shit, I might have to go, even though I told them not to do that, I need to go do something about the person that did something to them. And then whatever repercussions come his way,
yeah, don't be talking about free me.
Yeah.
There's ain't no free me. I did what
or
I did.
Even if somebody wanted to come see you about it, what I'm saying is I'm going to have to, but it helps repeat the cycle as well. And that's something that I think is like, we try to tell people to kind of forget, hey, you know, because these guys be homies and stuff like that, and I get it. I'm not sure how much King Von meant to Durk specifically.
Probably meant a lot to him, though.
Right.
If you do that, you ready to damn near throw your life away. He meant a lot to you.
So how do you tell an individual, like, nah, you know what, forget that?
I ain't saying I don't understand it. I understand it because I'm gonna probably do the same thing. I would probably be on the same type of time. But it's just to me, the biggest thing is it's for us as a community that we sit up here and we say all this stuff, but we hypocritical. But then me saying this right now on our pod, like your
DHPX, your brother.
No.
I don't know what
the child of God. I be talking about, I need to be go ahead and be a law-abiding citizen and just, you got to eat that. And I wear a wire. Read all DXPH stuff so we give him some attention. He needs some attention.
All right, let's go back. Let's see. DHPX said Maul gonna be the one wearing wires.
Hold on, we're gonna pause it right there. Maul gonna be the one wearing wires, but everybody know in this group chat right here on this thing, because we're gonna give DH all the attention he wants. Who gonna be the one that gonna tell something when he get mad? Continue.
He said, "Free Durk, man."
That's
Beauty said,
that's the child of God talking. Keep going.
Nasty Beauty said, "I like drill music because some of the OGs went to or partied at my high school. However, some songs were fire." DHPX said, "Free Larry Hoover too."
Just some ignorant shit. Keep going.
Free the chairman.
Another ignorant comment. Keep going.
Maul snitching. He gonna wear that wire.
For the snitch who talk, the one who always talking about somebody gonna snitch, that's gonna be the one gonna tell because he always in his feelings because he get mad about things. Continue.
God said an eye for an eye. I'm a child of God.
I'm with you on that. I agree with that.
I thought that was Hammurabi, man.
Whoever it was, I'm with you on that.
It's so easy for people to clip the Bible and not finish the whole scripture.
Yeah, like the XPH.
He said, "Free that man." Insert name. Timothy Taylor. I don't think you ever have been in a part of the live, bro.
Salute,
welcome,
brother.
welcome,
Salute.
welcome.
What's happening, brother?
Those from the outside of Chicago are inciting violence from drill music to live up to what they're rapping about. Those outside of Chicago are inciting violence from drill music. Oh, okay, I got you. People outside of Chicago are trying to live up to drill music and bring that thought. Got you, and bring that behavior to Chicago.
Yeah, that's what get the city a bad name.
Yeah,
it's definitely been influential throughout. I mean, not just they got this shit going on in London and Paris. Drills. Normally they don't even have a real big gun or homicide issue in those countries or in those cities specifically.
Yeah, and as far as me, when you that's a really tough question because you can insert whatever person in your life and say, I will if I tell somebody not to do something because I know it's a bad idea and they go do it, you can insert any person in your life in that scenario, and different people would get different reactions. But as for me, it's like, God forbid something like that ever happens to anybody that's close to me. Natural reaction is if somebody close to you or close to me dies from specifically gun violence. I know my people don't live like that, so if they died of gun violence, it'll be something that's like, I wish I could find that person. I think that's a natural reaction. But how would that even happen? Because admittedly, I'm not a part of that life whatsoever.
I don't think none of us really is that part of life, but we are human. We do have feelings.
Yeah, I think it's a natural reaction to
you'll be enraged. You'll be fearful. Like certain relatives, it's like, bro, you're damn near you know, like it's just it is what it is. It's going yeah, you will. I can't tell you not to do it or not. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just the thing about it to me the most is we try to say stop the violence, but then we champion talking about free these people. It's like, okay,
I 1000% agree with you.
I don't get it. I really do not get it. I promise you, I don't get it.
Free the very people that's causing the problems.
Yes, they talking about free the real, lock up the fake. He real because he did some crimes. That's real.
Yeah. I guess, it also depends. Sometimes people, they say that because they may be a part of that gang. They may be affiliated. And then, sometimes people, the ops don't want to get them because they don't want them in jail because they want to get them. So they'll say, free that man. I've heard it on, kind of both sides. It sounds strange, but yeah. If I could leave one thing, at least on a podcast, for all of you criminals watching this, is when you do things, and this is one thing that I've learned from watching, like, just my crime documentaries and I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with Paid in Full and the Rich Porter and Alpo, or what was Alpo's name?
Rico.
Rico,
Yeah, Rico.
right? So in Paid in Full, his name was Rico, but real name Alpo. What I learned about Alpo after just watching hours and hours of different things is that he knew who he was dealing with, meaning even though he, turned out to be a snitch or whatever it was, he knew he was playing the game. And in the game that they played, nobody is friends. There's no honor amongst thieves. If you're going to do some shit, do it by yourself.
Facts.
Is what I'm learning is that if you're going to do something, so even if you have to retaliate, it's nobody else's business. You go do it by yourself. You go handle your business. I'm not trying to incite anybody to do nothing. I'm not saying it's okay. But if you do something, the only person should know is you, so you don't have anybody else, basically snitching and telling on both of y'all, essentially. So
do whatever your heart desires you to do.
And you know what I noticed about those situations? In a lot of cases, people that don't even have to do with that situation become collateral damage to it. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, like, let's just say a gunfight happened. Nobody from either a gun by gangs, two gangs firing at each other. Nobody from either gang actually gets hit. It's the people that's running away from the situation or trying to avoid themselves getting hit and trying to stay safe that oftentimes become victims of what's happening.
And sometimes they want to be. People like to be in a mix of shit.
No, but you go back to earlier. We said it on the beginning of the podcast where we got people being nosy, not minding your fucking business.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that ain't got nothing to do with you. That's why, let's go back to high school days. When there used to be high school fights and shit.
Yeah.
When there used to be a high school fight, I used to turn around and go the opposite way. I will look to make sure ain't none of my family's over there fighting. Yeah, to pay attention to that. But after that, I'm not going to sit here because that's how stuff like that is always the innocent getting killed. It's always the innocent getting killed. Every time it's the innocent bystanders that have nothing to do with it getting killed. Just like when you go to parks and stuff like that and you see all the gangbangers over there playing music and all that stuff and people talking about, yo, this is fun. But it's always the people that's just out there to have fun and just being chilling. They end up the ones being killed.
Because they're in the mix.
Yes.
You know the park where these niggas is going to be at.
Yes.
You want to be over there because it's fun for the moment until the guns get,
And you know what this is. You know who them people, you know who everybody is around here. You stay around here, you know who the gangsters is. You know who the drug dealers is. You know who kind of into it with who. So why would you stay there and party with them and do all that with them? Why not move around?
DHPX said, Larry ain't do nothing, no. He said, Maul is Alpo. Timmy Taylor. He said, DJ Academics, DJ Vlad, Jordan Tower, Adam 22 has turned small-time local Chicago beefs into worldwide gossip ambulance chasing.
True. The culture vultures.
DHPX said, Timmy Taylor, you spitting. Clout chasing.
Shit, they got real rich off that shit too, though.
It's a two-part fold to that. It's them seeking out those people to interview and those people choosing to interview them or choosing to take the interview.
But shit, if he paying you $2, you ain't got $2, you ain't got no motion going on, you gonna go.
I don't know. I don't know those people's pockets, even though I'm a pocket watcher.
But I'm saying though, if you got something,
but that sounds like what. Not saying that you're saying this, but that comment comes off to me like what Timmy Taylor say. Chicago beat he turned small Chicago beats into worldwide gossip and ambulance chasing. I'm saying two parts of it is the interviewer and the interviewee. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you're saying as long as the interviewer is offering money, then the small time Chicago beefs are for sale. As long as they can get these people, pay these people a little bit of money to do the interview, they're going to go up there and get paid and put this information out for the world to see.
I will say that. I wouldn't say that quite, because what I was trying to say is when you got shit going on, you're not for the bullshit. If them people had stuff really going on in a major way, they wouldn't be up there trying to interview or trying to tell a story. Unless you're a rapper or something. Let me rephrase that, because if you're a rapper or something, you're trying to promote something, you'll go on there and do that, whatever.
But that's what they go under. They go under as being rappers.
Okay.
Because I can get, Vlad ain't paying much. This nigga paying $500. So if that's some money, then, it is what it is.
I ain't say that was no money.
I'm just saying, if it's some money, he clearly not paying whatever Marlon was asking for.
Yeah.
So
I think he paid certain people that. Because he didn't pay Boosie be getting a nice bag from him.
Yeah, I mean, the interviews you getting out of Boosie, though.
It's true.
Let's see. OG said, go solo. Facts. DSPA said before then they was watching Chicago news and listening to the drilling to get information. So that's also saying that people putting that stuff out there, especially if they listen to the music, the people that's making the drill music are putting it out there for them to consume and make content off of. While your people are dying, you giving them more money and clout. Just because you want to talk about whatever's going on in your music. I blame the people that put the information out there in the first place.
It is. But a lot of these are, at first, they be like young, teenagers. So these people, they young, they living fast. They living fast. They doing drugs, whatever. But, they living fast. And they clearly don't have no guidance. I seen a video earlier this week of a young man. I don't know his name or anything. One of these little young rappers. But he was like 15. Got killed. You know what I mean? Somewhere out south, but he got killed. It's something consistent, and it's going to continue to happen, and hey, just stay out the way.
Timothy Taylor, sorry, put some respect on your name, my bad. Cam Capone is a Mexican, and he got more subscribers than most black YouTube channels strictly from Black Chicago street politics.
Yeah, DJU.
I wonder what's his demographic though, with all them subscribers though.
These be suburban white people
who subscribe to that shit.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
I mean, they all over the Reddit. You go to they got a Reddit, and you can go to, it's called Chicagoology or some shit, Chicago Gangology or something like that. And anybody you look up, they're gonna. They'll tell you about the murders and how many bodies, 051 Melly Head and all these other dudes who killed who. I mean, they really get into it. It's like real. It's like detective work.
Like Trap Lord Ross.
Like
he made a 3-hour documentary on King Von. Like the death
this
of King
nigga
Von.
Stay making 3-hour documentaries. It's just not about King Von. He has like 3-hour documentaries on any nigga in Chicago, and he's in London. Or some shit.
But guess what, though? What all this boil down to? What all this, like, to sum a button on all this stuff?
For me, is black people are the bread and butter for a lot of people. You know what I mean? You think about it, again, we talking about podcasting, but we've talked about it before. Your police, your paramedics, your fire department, your judges, you know what I'm saying? Some of everybody off the backs of black people, because unfortunately some of us can't get right. Shit.
All right. So this is the last thing I want to ask about this, because you started to say it, and I want to get to one last thing before we go. Mm-hmm. You started to say it while we were watching the ABC video. What ABC is right leaning or left leaning? Do you know off the top of your head?
Nah, I don't know. I'm a guess probably left.
Let's say what is this says.
I'm a guess left. Only real right wing is gonna be Fox.
It said respondents on the left rated ABC News as leaning right on average. Okay, well, so when they mentioned gun violence in the video that we just watched, and the person in the video was saying this is just a testament to the necessity of strengthening gun laws and gun restrictions in Chicago.
Oh, they say this was a testament to do it?
Yeah, yes. I was about to say King Von, Lil Durk situation.
Oh, the murder for hire thing. They were saying this is what should make us strengthen the gun laws.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
When all them niggas criminals, all them niggas got records. They can't get no guns legally.
Yeah, to me that has nothing to do.
You didn't think about that
with the price of tea in China.
That okay. What did he say? Say it again.
That has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. Furthermore, that shit, the hit happened out in L.A.
And they got some of the strictest gun laws.
Their shit stricter than Illinois gun laws.
Way stricter.
Right, you can't even have a magazine over 10 if you do get a concealing carry out there.
And guess what? When you shoot your gun, you got to shoot like, pow, 1,000, 1,000, pow. You got to keep doing it like that. Like all that stuff like they talking about, it don't mean nothing. Nothing at all.
Look, I have an armory right in my neighborhood. Like, it's down the street. So, you wonder how a lot of these guns get into the neighborhoods. Like, the surrounding areas, Woodlawn, Grand Boulevard, what else is around there? Washington Park. You wonder how they get these guns. There's probably some inside shit, allegedly.
And that was my ultimate sentiment, because I kind of already knew what your answers would be, but it's not the people that obey the law that have the problems. It's not the people, for the most part, it's not the people that obey the law that create all of these situations, most of these situations. It's the people that disobey the law that cause these problems. So last thing, Nasty Beauty said ABC is left.
That's what I thought.
It sounds like it because whenever I hear people start talking about gun laws on most of the time in the media, it's a left-leaning person or program. Because, again, it's not the people that obey the law that are the problem.
Right.
Timothy Taylor said the police union don't want to stop black-on-black crime because it feeds their families.
Mm-hmm. He's spitting.
You get one of these, Tim. All right. So
Timothy Taylor, I'm thinking that's not your real name.
Tim the two-time Taylor.
All right, so this is our last thing that we're going to talk about today because, it's getting close to time, which, by the way, I forgot to mention this as part of my week this week. I early voted this week.
Dope.
Went and got it out of the way because just got it out of the way.
Thank you for that vote. I appreciate it. Don't forget, vote for me.
I wrote
J. Adams 2024.
Wrote them in.